And the funny thing about that workshop was it was a day-long workshop, and this sounds absolutely crazy, but your introductory backstory on that day took about 2.5 hours. And that might sound like Andrew was padding that out in some way, but if anything, you probably glossed over what is a pretty unbelievable life story thus far. And I think that life story has led you into the world of high performance that you work in now, working with and coaching Formula One champions like Fernando Alonso, Olympians, Paralympians, business leaders, and all of your learning from that has taken you to where you are now. And I think that it was probably without that backstory, the rest of it wouldn't have made as much sense or hit with as much power as it did.
So I would, and literally wrong place, wrong time, to the point where when probationers joined the force, the service, they would come with me if they needed to see a dead body, because it would be guaranteed that on any given day I would be sent to a dead body. So that seeing that amount of trauma, or whatever you want to call it, does have an impact on you, especially when you're a human being with emotions and feelings and things like that. It's really, really hard. And back then, this is sort of 25 years ago, we didn't have the mental health support or the, being a typical man on a, we didn't talk about what we'd seen. We just had to crack on and go to the next one. The problem is when you're dealing with so many, you don't have the time to stop and reflect and talk. And the running joke was that, not a running joke, that's terrible, but in that scenario, you would get sort of 3 or 5 tokens to go and see a sort of psychotherapist or psychologist. When you deal with these horrible things, I was building them up so quick, these tokens, that I'd probably need about 8-9 months in therapy, 24/7, just to spend all the tokens I had to talk about the sort of the horrible stuff I dealt with. And I guess my brain couldn't cope with it or didn't know what to do with it, so it shut it down. So basically, 30 years old, I lost my entire memory. And at the time I was married, my daughter had not long been born, and so I don't remember things like getting married or being introduced to my daughter and things like that. It's really, really hard. And all of your school life, your parents, your relatives, completely gone. It didn't take just the bad stuff, it took the whole lot. The brain didn't distinguish between what it needed to forget and what it shouldn't forget. It just wiped the whole slate clean.